Audio check. Audio check. Good Saturday evening in Yabba Dabba Doo, sports fans. Welcome to Worcester Ice Arena quarterfinal action, Pip Rock City Girls Fest. Your Pittsburgh Steel City Select 16U girls wearing the whites. And these Worcester, probably Worcester. It's spelled Worcester, but I bet it's Worcester from Mass. Junior Crusaders in the blacks with the Barney trim. And we're going to do 3 15-minute periods, 2:15 on the warm-up clock. Got to tighten her up here so the hub doesn't pull the tripod while you watch the warm-up. Big rig equipment update. She blew a tire in the last game. Those are $1,700 Bauer skates. They are 3 months old, and the blade holder in the skate broke. So on consultation with a couple of people, including a coach from the local team here in Rochester, we got a recommendation to go to a local joint called Locker Room Sports. It was all the way on the other side of town, so we took a journey, and he did not have the blade holder that we needed for the rig's wheel. So he took a different one apart that he had in inventory, and he pieced it together with the advice that we should not change that blade the rest of the weekend. And when we get back to the Berg, we got to order some parts and fix the wheel properly. So the rig is on a patched wheel, if you will. We'll see how it holds after the blown tire in the game prior. So 55 on the warm-up clock. Lindsay, I think you guys won your quarter, right? So you're going on in the morning. We'll see if these girls can do it. The 16 Miners just lost in their consolation game. 4-0 ahead of us here on this same sheet to the West Seneca somethings. I don't even know what they were. We'll call them the Barracudas, because that's a popular sport fish here in Rochester. So they played the West Seneca Barracudas prior to us, and they lost. So let me know in the chat. I think you guys won, though. I think that's what the rig said before we came in here. But if I have that wrong, I'm sure you'll correct me. And we're going to get underway here. Schilling tells me it's a winner-winner chicken dinner, so you guys are playing more in the morning. We're trying to do the same. We'll see if the hockey gods give us that fate. There's the warm-up clock over. We're going to do 3 15-minute periods. Fix that up. And Stripes is over here talking to the coach for the Crusaders. They're, like I said, black with Barney. And we'll get her underway. Stevens taking the bucket out. So far, the wheel appears to be holding, but it's kind of like when you patch a flat tire and then you get out on the interstate and try to beat the GPS. You never quite know if that patch is going to hold. So we'll see. See what happens here. I hope she could feel the steel, Shill. I hope it stays in. We'll see. On those Bauer clip-ins, the button moves when you clip the steel in, and it just wouldn't lock back in. The mechanism inside was broken, so he took it apart, patched it together, and he said he used some super glue and some screws and some other things, and it should hold for the weekend. But his advice was swap it out when we get a chance. So that's what we'll do when we get back to the Berg with Danny up at Pure Hockey in Cranberry. He's a good guy. He'll swap us out. Probably have to order some parts, I would imagine, but that's okay. Let's see here. It's going to be Jamelkowski taking the skate to my left. Kanger, Kiesel, Zivi, Pilarski, and Makasenka out here. So that's a change. They swap out Detling for... There goes Pilarski up the far wall. Makasenka's at her. Pilarski! Oh, it drifted by the goalie, but did not go in. She got it, but it didn't go in. And they hold it here momentarily. Now Makasenka whacking at it around the backside. Or into the corner there, and you can see the wicked slap shot leather bag there. I need to move that down because blocking my view, even though it's not blocking yours. So next break, we're going to have to move that down. Around the backside, Zivy battling with a Barney. We'll call them the Barneys because of the purple. In the corner here, Kiesel now battling. In around the back, and Zivy gets there first. Zivy. Up the wall, and the Barneys hold it. And now it's going to come out. No, Kinger can't get it out. Now they will finally knock it back to neutral. Zivkovic can't get it by that Barney, and here they come back the other way. Bar fight's on. Klein's on. Makasenka stays, and here she comes. She's got to get it ahead to Klein too far as the bar fight fell over. And now Makasenka's off, and here comes the rig on the patched wheel. Diamond up to Klein. Klein can't keep it out. And now they're going to come back in this near corner. Marshall beating and banging down there. Klein around the backside. Marshall. Desai fell down. Here they come through neutral. Marshall still skating. Marshall in on net. Marshall dumped in front of the net. And this one's going to come out, and Desai's going to pick it up there. Desai back to Marshall. Marshall up the wall, and they're going to chase it in there. Rig around the backside, swiping at it. Desai holds it, throws it around the backside. And the Barneys are going to get there first in the corner. They're beating and banging there, and in front, Klein with a shot, can't knock it in. Desai holds it on the point. Rig picks it up. Rig stops, turns, throws it in front to Detling. Detling couldn't bang it home. Throws it in front again, the Rig does, and nobody was there to bang it home. Rig's going to head to the bench as Desai throws it in deep. Around the backside, that's Claherty back there. Claherty coming around, throws it in front to Detling. Detling can't do anything with it. Loses it to a Barney, and here they come back the other way. We'll send it back, and Marshall picks it up there. She's been out here forever. Marshall up to Claherty. Marshall finally heads to the bench. Claherty, slap shot, hits a Barney in the chest. And Niner comes around with it. Niner out front to Detling, couldn't do anything with it. Claherty couldn't do anything with it. Niner on the back door, couldn't do anything with it. 3 in a row, they couldn't bang it in. Claherty around the backside, tries the old wraparound, loose in front, and it's Detling bangs it home, and it's 1-0 Steel City. Loose in front, Detling found the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Steel City. Detling on the doorstep. 1-0. Stripes, 11 from 9. So Detling from the Niner. And there's a couple of players that aren't on the board as often. So that's kind of what you need in these playoff games. You need some contributions from players that don't always hit the score sheet to get us going. And here comes Detling up the wall. Detling underneath me, down the near corner. And in that corner, I need to, like I said, I need to move the bag, but I probably need to take the headset off to do it, which means I'm going to need a longer break than I just had. Dahl in the corner. He's going to take it around. Dahl still skating with it. Loses it on the wall. Backhands it ahead. Cannot knock it out. They send it in behind Jamelkowski. Schuler up to Taylor. Taylor skating. Taylor dumps it into the corner. Around the backside. And Pilarski's on now. Kiesel. A little low here. I can't see it with the table and the bag in the way. They're beating and banging Pilarski, and now the Barneys have it behind their goaltender. Yanni applies some pressure and gets behind Taylor, and here come the Barneys. Barneys up the far wall, dancing around Zivkovic into the center. Kiesel cuts that off. Kiesel comes back the other way, up the far wall. A Barney knocks her down. Kiesel pushes her into the wall, and I think the Barney got the worst of that one. Barney's in front of their own goaltender. Up the near wall. They chip it in, Kiesel does, and now it's in the near corner. And the Barneys pick it up behind their goaltender. Out to the point, Zivkovic holds, leaves it for Pilarski, and the Barneys are going to send it back. Kiesel will chase that down on the near wall. Kiesel, below me. Oh, turnover leads to a break. Zivkovic's going to try to bail her out. She does. Sends it across. Jamilkowski with a big save. That turned bad in a hurry. Now this one goes in behind the net. The Barneys are going to pick it up there. Zivkovic battling. Into the near corner. They're going to continue to battle. And loose in front. Jamilkowski poked that out. Out to the near point. They send it lower. Pilarski. Barneys took it off for her. Near circle. Shot. That one got in. Jamilkowski was down low to block that one. Out to the point. Barneys hold it. Send it lower. Around the backside. Loose. Jamilkowski got over. And she kicked the net off the moorings. And I'm going to take this opportunity to slide down here and move the wicked slap shot bag out of the road so I could see. Here comes the rig in the bar fight with Klein. Marshall and Desai in the backyard loosen up the swing here. And Marshall around the backside of the net, over to the far circle, up to the rig. Rig takes a hit and throws it up ahead, but not to a select. As Klein takes it away, here comes Klein down the near wall. Klein into center. Klein loses it to the wall, regains. Klein throws it off the net. Rig turns, picks it up. Rig out to Desai, who fell down. Barfight whacks it lower. Klein now Desai throws it in front. Goaltender covers. And we're going to get a stoppage with 8:55. This Worcester coach is nuts. We'll keep an eye on him as the game goes on. He's quite animated. As Klein's going to step in and take this draw. Klein dies on the dot, heads out to Desai. Desai whacks it off of a Barney over to the near wall, and the Barneys are going to pick it up and send it up and out. And this will go all the way down, and Desai's going to get there before the icing. This coach is yelling and screaming on the bench, no icing, like he's a stripe. Marshall lets it up the wall. They hold it at the point, bounces up off the glass and in deeper. Klein behind Jamilkowski. Up the far wall. Klein banks it off the wall. Up to the rig. The rig throws it out. Nobody there. Barfight's going to go chase it. And they're going to send it back the other way. As the Barneys are going to shoot. Miss to the far side. And there's a girl in the net. And the net's off the moorings. So now we're going to do it again. With a draw in the near circle. We got Makasenka, King, Clawherty, Schuler, and Dahl coming out as the rig jumps on the wall. All right, so the rig says the skates aren't good. We had them sharpened out there, and she's not happy with the sharpening. We're going to have to put them in Michael Sparks' machine tonight. Hopefully he has a 5/8. Makasenka whacks it ahead. I'm behind on the clock. I was trying to get a wheel update from the rig, so we gotta figure that out. Now there we go. Kinger took that away. Kinger with Makasenka streaking towards the net. She throws it in front. Kinger can't get her stick on it into the corner now. And the Barneys are going to pick it up. It comes up off Makasenka to Schuler at the point. No, now King low. King in behind. No, the Barneys are going to take that away. Now King comes and battles. King falls down, still pushing. Schuler steps up. Be careful because you're the last one back. And now Clawherty skates in behind her. On the net, bounces over to the far side. Dahl skates way up. Clawherty covering her. Dahl around the backside. Dahl out front. Makasenka didn't have her stick down. Clawherty far point covering Dahl. Now she can go lower as Dahl retreats. They throw it in front. Schuler whacks at it. And here comes the puck back the other way. Clawherty can't get in front of that girl, but did enough to let Dahl catch up. Dahl comes across to Kinger. Kinger throws it deep in behind the goaltender. Mrazek, Pilarski, Kiesel, Zivy, and Detling out here now. As this one comes across, up too far for Niner. It's going to go all the way down. They're going to wave off the icing. Pilarski and Detling chasing, bouncing puck off the far wall, held in at the point. Goes all the way into the high slot, and now it's going to come up the near wall to Barney's. They send it across off of Mrazek, and the Barneys pick this up. And Kiesel's going to pick this up and come back the other way. Kiesel coming with Detling and Mrazek. Kiesel down the far wall, gets poked off her blade. Here come the Barneys back the other way. Zivkovic. Kiesel. Kiesel turns it over. They throw it back to Kiesel. Kiesel up too far for Niner. And now this one comes back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic stops, turns, fanned on it. Tried to get it up to Pilarski, couldn't. The Barneys poke it deeper. In around the backside. Kiesel battling with a Barney. That Barney comes out of there with it. Tried to center Pilarski, knocked it down. Kiesel stops, hits the Uno reverse, comes up the far wall. Kiesel banks it ahead to the Niner. Niner battling on the red line. She falls down. Kiesel high up off the glass into a Barney. And Barney send it across. And Yenny steps in front. They can't poke it out. Now back to Kiesel. Kiesel up ahead to Yenny. Yenny tries to throw it ahead. Got it as far as the red line. And now they're going to send it back as Taylor comes out here with Klein. Yenny's still out here. And Desai and Zivkovic. Klein in front of Jamelkowski. Klein with a burst up the near wall. Klein into the corner. Klein still skating. Hits the reverse. Yenny wants it in front. She was too tight to the net. Marshall cheats up. Can't do anything with it. Marshall whacking at it. Taylor sends it deeper. Yenny has to go dig that out. Yenny with a shoulder, and the Barney comes out of there with it. Barney understripes his leg up the near wall. Now Klein holds it here for Marshall. Marshall up to Desai. Desai tripped herself on the blue line. And here comes the puck around to the near corner. Now the Barneys bring it back the other way. Barneys through neutral. Marshall tried to step up, couldn't get it. She's going to step in front of, no, here comes another Barney. Klein whacked at her, sent her into the corner, and Desai leaves it in front of the net. Yenny sends it up off of Taylor's skates. And Taylor skates out of there with it. Now the Barneys have it back at the blue line. They send it across. And 3:50 to go. Barney's in deep. Jamelkowski kicks the net off. The net is off the moorings. Net's off. Net's off here, and Stripes hasn't seen it. Jamelkowski covers that one up. And we're going to get a stoppage. So we're at 3:30. I'll get set here. Ice cut's going to be after period number 1. You'll get the Zamboni movie because they only cut every 2 periods at this age bracket. So we're going to get a cut here in 3.5 minutes. Near circle draw, Clawhardy, bar fight, and the rig. As the puck comes out, bar fight screeching there. Rig's going to pick this one up. She's going to stop, turn, send it up to the top of the zone, but not out. Clawhardy's going to battle it out. Here comes Clawhardy through neutral. Clawhardy dancing with it, tries to drag it through, loses it. They put it in front, does the bar fight, and it doesn't go anywhere. Dull in deep. Stevens covering her. Dull beating, banging. Clawhardy comes out of there with it. It goes over to the point. Here they come back. Stevens back, going to push this player to the wall. That's what she does, and lets the team catch up as this puck comes up and not out. Goes all the way down deep with 2:46 to go. Schuler behind the net. Schuler looking up. Schuler loses the puck into the corner and almost falls down. Here come the Barneys up to the near point. Bar fight battling around the backside. Dahl going to go battle in the corner. Clawhardy joins. Up to the rig. Rig can't get a stick on it. Now they send it in lower. Where Schuler's going to pick it up. Schuler up the wall to bar fight, who chips it into the bench with 2:14 to go. So we're going to get a stoppage on that one. Pilarski, Makasenka, Kinger. Zivy and Kiesel. Puck down to Kiesel. Kiesel looking up. Oh, it give it away off of a leg on the pass there. Kiesel chips it up the wall to Makasenka. Makasenka's going to take it around behind. Makasenka up the far wall. Banks it up ahead to Barney with 1:52 to go. This one cheats in. Now out to Pilarski. Here comes Pilarski up the far wall. She drops it for Kinger. Back into Pilarski's skates. Kinger is in the corner now. And they're going to beat and bang over there, and it's going to drift back out. Makasenka's going to get there, knock it back to Kiesel. Kiesel flips it up, too far for Pilarski. Barney send it in deep, head for a change with 1:25. Zivkovic coming all the way up to Makasenka, who couldn't handle the pass. Now she falls down, trying to get off the ice. Desai, Marshall, and Niner jump out here. We're getting a penalty on the Barneys for knocking down the Kinger. So your Pittsburgh Steel City Selects are going to go on the Akupa Hand Warmer Power Play. This power play brought to you by Akupa Hand Warmers. Purchase them on Amazon. Their motto is, we're better than Power Play Warmers. And as such, we took their sponsorship. Power Paw's motto is, the only product you'll ever be disappointed in. And there's the power play. Klein with a shot, hits somebody. Loose in front. Pilarski battling. And goaltender covers it. And they're swinging at Pilarski, and she turns around. This girl's still jawing at her. Pilarski just shakes her head and skates away. 59-9 and 1:19, so I'm off a second, but you're used to that by this point. Pilarski going to step in for this drop. Pilarski puts it over to Clardy. Clardy out to Marshall. Marshall across to Klein. Klein dancing at the point. Comes in, has room. Klein loses the puck, and they're going to flip it all the way down. Jamalkowski's going to stop it and leave it for Marshall. Marshall with 41 in the period. Having trouble. Marshall turns it over. Klein dove to try to block the shot. Now Pilarski. Pilarski skating hard. Here she comes up the far wall. Pilarski still skating. Pilarski loses it to the end wall. Gains off the side of the net. They throw it on the goaltender over to the far corner now. Klein chips it deeper to Kinger. Kinger throws it out, but didn't get it where it needed to be, and Marshall's going to hold it. Hits the reverse. Marshall across to Klein. Klein can't handle the pass off the wall. Klein back up to Marshall. Marshall rips a shot, knocked down by a purple people eater. Kinger out to Marshall again. Marshall, heavy pressure, throws it deeper, and that'll do it. Period number one. We got 19 seconds to go in the penalty. When we come back after the Zamboni movie, you are watching Wicked Slapshot Productions. We hope you enjoyed that edition of Zamboni, the ice cleaning. He missed a few spots. He's not too good. But he's done. He's off. They're going to close the door. Stripes will come back out of the Stripes room and put the nets back, and we'll get the girls back out here and get the game going. Lindsay, if you're at Longhorn and you've stayed out of the box, order the big steak. Tell your dad I said it was okay. If you were in the box, then don't order the big steak because he's probably not happy with you. Although if you watched the game earlier, you know the rig was punching people in the back of the head, so I'm not real happy with her either. Then she blew a tire. So it's been a day in hockey travels. It's just one more thing now that I've got to put on the list. Apparently these blade holders are an issue, so we're going to order one to replace the one and then order a whole other set to keep in the mobile hockey studio so that if this happens again, we'll have them. Seems like it's always something. I was glad they were able to fix it and didn't have to buy a pair of skates on the whim because this child and skates are not friends, and she ordered the custom skates for a reason and would have been ashamed to not be able to get those fixed. So glad that my friends at Locker Room Sports, Rochester, New York, were able to get her fixed and get us back on the road, so to speak. So we're waiting for the teams. Here come the Stripes, or at least one Stripe. Here comes one Stripe. He'll get the net put back, and then hopefully we get the game underway here. Joey Mrazek in the house. Gene, Joey, Mrazek, Angeline. They came from another game here in the greater Rochester area. I know they're playing too. I don't know what the result of their games are. I don't know if Tina's in the chat or not. She could tell us. I know she's running around with RJ. Stripes over here to my right, pegging the net. Here comes the other Stripe to peg the other net. Tyndall's already on the bench with Coiner. The girls are standing by the door just waiting for Stripes to whistle them out. The Barneys are over here to my right. The Selects are over to my left. And the nets are, well, the one net's ready. Here comes the other net. He's pegging it now. Very short pegs here. Another long day, Rochester. We tried some Rattlesnake Rosie maple bacon bourbon last night. A little sweet for my taste, but I think the boys liked it. We had some in the lobby. I can tell you a bottle doesn't go far when there's 12 of you. 10 or 12 of you. Everybody got a little sip, and that was the end of that bottle. So Niner falls down there in the circle. You'll be able to watch that back later and have fun. There's Jan Wachowski doing some limbering up exercises here to our left as Gary tries not to get knocked down, heading to the box. Gary looks a little cold. Gary's face is red. He looks a little cold. 19 seconds to go in the Akupa Hand Warmers power play. Marshall, Klein, Clawhardy, Kanger, Pilarski. This power play unit hasn't hit it. Maybe they got one marker. I know the other unit got one marker. I don't know if this unit has. And period number 2. Here we go. We're underway. As that puck went nowhere in a fast hurry, and then the Barneys pick it up and take it down the far wall shorthanded. Shot off Marshall. Clawhardy picks it up behind the net. There were a couple of stripes that they did not do. As Clawhardy gives it away to a Barney center ice, 3-2-1, and that penalty is over. And out comes the other Barney. Klein across to Marshall. Marshall up, tried to hit Clawhardy, couldn't, over skates. Klein pokes it ahead. Here comes Pilarski up the near wall, and they are offsides. 14:30 to go. Second period. Haven't heard from Lindsay in the chat, so maybe she did order the big steak and is eating. As bar fight, Taylor, Yenny, Zivkovic, and Kiesel out here. They knock this one ahead. Cross, Yenny's going to knock it in. Yenny skating, Stripes in the way, throws it off of a Barney. Throws it in front, Barney knocks that out of the way. Yenny throws it in front again, bar fight battling for it. Over to the wall, Barney send it up. Kiesel can't handle it, and it comes back. She regroups, picks it up, sends it up the wall. As Yenny gets leveled, and we're getting another penalty on the Barneys. Jamalkowski takes the long skate off. And as the Barneys touch that up, your selects are going to go on. The Akupa hand warmers power play. And now we got their coach yelling, despite the fact that it was a cross check. He's having a fit down here on the bench. He's telling her she didn't do anything, even though they cross-checked. Pilarski draws it back to Klein. Klein shoots off of a Barney. Pilarski missed everything to the far side, and now the Barneys pick it up and send it deep. And Marshall and Klein. Jamalkowski will leave it for Marshall. Oh, no, she didn't leave it for Marshall. Adventurous play there. Marshall across to Pilarski. Pilarski up the near wall. Pilarski off of Barney. Here come the Barneys back the other way. This power play unit 1 has struggled. Klein across the goal mouth over to Marshall. Marshall up to Pilarski. Pilarski past Kinger into the zone. Pilarski across to Claherty. Claherty in front. Tried to hit King on the back door. It was open. King couldn't get her stick on it. And now the Barneys will send it back to Marshall with 45 to go. Marshall tried to send it to Klein. Put it behind her. Klein. Klein circling. Klein coming up the far wall. Klein still skating. Klein gets pulled down. That should be Klein goes hard into the wall. That should have been a call, and it is. And now these coaches are having a conniption down here. And we're going to play 29 seconds. Here. These two are fighting. He told him to shut his trap or he's going to give him a bench minor. So now we're going to play 29 seconds of 5-on-3. 5-on-3. Power play 1 stays out here for 29 seconds. And then we have another minute 1 on the Akupa hand warmers power play. Claherty picks this up. Claherty sends it lower. No, she can't. Now Kinger with lots of room. King out to Klein. Klein over to Marshall. Marshall has tons of room. Marshall shoots. It's loose in front. Claherty either didn't see it or didn't whack at it. I don't know. She was just standing there. Pilarski low to Kinger. Kinger out front to Claherty. Claherty turns, hits the goaltender. It's loose in front. 1-on. Shot! Puck drifts to the end line and doesn't go in. It comes over to the near point. And they send it out. So we've got 51 seconds of power play time left. I've got no way to put that up while the game's live. The app just doesn't work that way. Marshall sends it in. Marshall down the near wall. This unit's been out here the whole time. You think they would sub him out at some point, but they didn't. Marshall up. Still skating. Marshall's made a whole lap now. Marshall still skating. Loses the puck into the corner. Pilarski up the wall to Marshall. 27 seconds to go. And 27, Marshall throws it through. Marshall bangs it top right corner from the end line. Power play goal, 2-0 Steel City. Marshall goes top right corner behind the goaltender. And it's 2-0 Steel City on a Koopa power play goal. This coach is kicking the bench down here. Now he's telling his girls to just take the fall. So he's one of these hockey coaches. I could tell before the game, just listening to him, that he was one of these guys. And now he's one of these guys that he's always the victim. And now he's going to tell his girls to just dive. Stripe has already told him to knock it off, or he's going to give him a bench minor. Bar fight out here with Detling, Mrazek, Dahl, and Schuler. Schuler sends it up to Detling. Detling coming with Mrazek. Detling tries to throw it in, knocked down by him, Barney. Around the back, Detling elbowing. Bar fight. Battling back there. Battling with two Barneys. Bar fight. Now Mrazek joins in. They're going to battle along the corner. Mrazek's going to come out of there with it. Mrazek looking out to the... No, didn't come out to the point. I thought she would. She tried to now. They get by Dahl. And Dahl stops and turns. Dahl gets pushed. And now the coach from Worcester's just completely lost it. He wants another penalty called. I don't know what's happening here. I lost my QA phone, so we're going to have to work through that. It's back. So this one goes around behind the net. And Dahl takes a shot. Niner back there. Battling in the corner. Out to Dahl. Dahl throws it on net. Detling battling in front of the net hard. Taking a cross check. Taking a second one. She turns around and whacks a girl. And now Niner comes in, shoots it through the goal mouth. Every little thing now, this coach wants a penalty. He has lost his focus on this game as Dahl gets knocked down, no call. Around the backside, Jamelkowski with a save. This game's going to get out of control if these Stripes don't get it back under control. And now Detling coming up the far wall, overskates it. And Schuler knocks it in, and the Purple People Eaters will bring it back out. Schuler kicks at it, pokes it away from that purple. Now bar fight over to Detling. Detling kicks it. And this coach has absolutely lost his mind below me. Every little thing he wants a penalty. He is beside himself. Now we got Detling. Detling's going to go this time. And I'm sure he's going to mouth off about the fact that they're finally calling one. He's just one of those guys. You can tell just looking at him he's one of those guys. And now this team's going to go on. The Purple People Eaters are going to go on the power play, which will be a penalty kill for us. 9:35. Kiesel puts it up the wall, but not out. And Kiesel again. Kiesel, they're still battling back there. Pilarski whacking. Zivkovic. Zivkovic's going to ice it all the way down. 9:17, period, 1:12 in the penalty. As Pilarski's taking heavy pressure back there from the Barneys. Here they come up through neutral. And they're going to stop and turn. And Kinger's going to throw it all the way down. And this girl might be hurt. That was just incidental contact as they went into the wall. And here, I'll give you a view of this guy yelling. Here. He is beside himself. He is beside himself. And this Stripe is now telling him enough is enough. Stripe's telling him he's doing his best. He's calling what he sees, and he wants him to shut up. So this is his second warning. And he continues. He's still chewing on him. 53 seconds. He's having a fit. Now he's getting a penalty. There he is. He just got a bench minor. Bench minor for yelling at the ref. He just got a bench minor for yelling. And he told him if he keeps it up, he's throwing him out. He sent the older Stripe over here. And he's about had it with him. He's telling him right now he's had it. He's in his face. He said, if you scream one more time, you're out. I can hear him talking to him. He said to the assistant coach, keep him under control. So he's now put his team in a situation where he's getting a penalty. And he's pointing. So if he blows up here after this conversation, I suspect he's out. And he's about to. So let's keep an eye on this. He's pointing at him and he's telling him to stop screaming. He told him one more time and he's out. He said the whistle blew at that end. I don't want to hear it from you anymore. So he has now been warned. He's on his way out. He is beside himself. So now we're going to come down here for this draw. And we will, we're going to negate the power play. So we got Klein, Desai, Marshall, Claherty for 4-on-4 for 53, and then we'll get 37 seconds of power play. And there's the draw out to the point to Desai. Desai throws it, misses everything to the near side, over to the far wall. And here come the Barneys up the far wall. Klein steps in front of that player. Klein, they're beating and banging. Lost her stick. Here comes Klein. This game's getting out of control. They're hitting everywhere here. As these stripes need to get this game under control here pretty quickly. Marshall steps up, holds it. Now here come the Barneys back the other way. They poke it back to Desai. Desai up the near wall. Desai coming up the near wall. She shoots. Goaltender gloves it. 7 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 8-11 in the arena. So in 7 seconds, we're going to have 37 seconds of power play. Schuler, Pilarski, King, and Dahl out here. As they send it up to Dahl at the point. Dahl sends it lower to Pilarski. Pilarski throws it across the goal mouth. Schuler cheats in, which is a little dangerous. And the Barneys throw it back the other way. And that will be. Oh, no, I guess he technically said they were on the penalty kill at that point. Here comes Pilarski. Pilarski coming up the wall. Pilarski through neutral. Pilarski still skating with it. Pilarski loses it there. Makasenka picks up the rebound off the other player, and now it goes down to Schuler low. Schuler on the power play. Schuler out front. Makasenka couldn't handle the pass, and the Barneys are going to pick that up. Send it all the way down. Jamalkowski will leave it for Dahl. Oh, Dahl struggles with it and regains it. Now the penalty's over. We're back to even. Up to Schuler. Schuler back to Dahl. Dahl loses it. Schuler all the way up. Too far for Kinger. Kinger, Pilarski, Makasenka. As they turn and spin it, and here come the Barneys back the other way. This one cut off at the line by Schuler, and Barneys pick it up, send it back across, and Dahl picks it up there. Dahl stops, turns, loses it to a Barney below the end line. Out to the far wall. Now Dahl chips at it. She has it, sends it around the backside, up the near wall. Makasenka's going to skate over. Makasenka's going to pick that up. Makasenka leaves it, loses it to a Barney. They throw it down the far wall. This seems like one of those. Loose out front, Jamalkowski with a big save. Here comes Kinger. Makasenka poking at it. They can't catch up. King throws it ahead. It's going to go all the way down, and that will be an icing. 6:27 to go in this period. .627 to go in this period. Over to the far point for this, over the far circle for this draw. Klein out here with the rig and bar fight. Klein up the wall, too far. Rig's going to get there, knock it lower. Kiesel's coming up the far wall. Kiesel around one behind the rig. Kiesel through neutral around another one. Kiesel up the far wall. Rig covering her high. No, Kiesel still skating. Out front, bar fight couldn't knock it in. Zivkovic over on the point. Zivkovic holds it. Down the wall, Rig joins in. Now here come the Barneys up the near wall. Shot from there. Jamalkowski puts that over to the far side. They throw it back in front and it gets blocked away. That shot got through the Rig's legs, and now Zivkovic's going to chip it out. And it's going to go all the way down, and he will wave off the icing as the Barneys goalie holds it up. Bar fight, whacking at it. Klein whacks it deeper. Now they're going to head down low in the zone. The Barneys will, and they're going to send it across. Rig gets in there, can't quite get it away. And here come the Barneys back the other way. Forgot the puck. Here comes one up the far wall. Kiesel separates that player from the puck. Around the backside, she picks it up. Now Kiesel has it. Kiesel behind stripes. Leaves it for Klein. Klein hits the reverse. Klein up the wall. Klein getting heavy pressure from two Barneys. Klein gets knocked down. Kiesel battling with a Barney. Loose in front. Zivkovic steps across. Zivkovic's going to need to whack at it. She does. Gets it out. And this group's been out here for a while. It would be good to change, but they can't as they get around the bar fight. Now they get around the rig. Rig lifts a stick. Zivkovic steps in front. Over to the far wall. Barneys. They throw it off Jamilkowski. It's loose on the end line. Still loose. Loose in front. Zivkovic poked it out to the near point. Barney send it deeper. Ice the puck. These girls have been out here forever. Somebody just iced it. Zivkovic can't get a stick on it. Now Klein can't. Kiesel just ice it. Kiesel's going to skate it. Get to the red line. Dump it. Let him change. No, she's going to take it deeper. These girls need a change. Here comes the bar fight. Here comes the rig in behind the net. And they want the Purple People Eaters to skate quick, which they didn't do as Desai picks it up in the backyard. Desai fumbles with it, shoots it up into the bench, and immediately apologizes. So we will get another draw here to Jamilkowski's left, the right on your screen. 4:07 to go in the game, or in the period. One more after this. Clardy dies on the dot. Out to the point to Mrazek. Mrazek can't knock it out. Here comes Clardy. Clardy loses it. Mrazek battling on the wall. They send it in lower. Marshall. Marshall's going to pick it up there. Marshall stops, turns, spins. Here she comes up the near wall now. She's going to throw it across. It's going to go all the way down, and that will be an icing. 3:43 back to the near circle. So Clardy's going to step in and take this draw. Over to Desai. Desai around behind Jamilkowski. Stops, turns, spins. Loses it behind the net. They're beating, they're banging. Detling's going to pick it up. Here comes Detling with Clardy. She pokes it out to the wall for Clardy. Clardy coming down the far wall. Clardy tried to go back to Detling. Couldn't get it there. Here come the Barneys back the other way. They get behind Desai. Or they get behind Marshall. Desai has to hurry over. She does. Marshall takes that away. Marshall stops, turns, looks up the ice. Marshall getting whacked. Here she comes. Marshall still skating. Loses the puck in the corner. She pulls the stick, and now she's getting a penalty. She's going to get a penalty for that one. As they touch it up, and Marshall's going to go sit down for a hook or a slash. So Marshall's going to go to the bin. I thought it was a hook. He called a slash. Either way, she's in the bin. And we're on the penalty kill into the near circle. 3:02. We're on the kill. Kiesel, Zivy, Yenny, and Taylor out here to kill this off. Shot. Jamilkowski puts that to the near corner. Taylor battling. Taylor still battling. Zivkovic skates up. Barney takes it from her around the backside. They put it in front. Jamilkowski gets the big glove down on that one. And we're going to come to the near circle with 2:48, minute 16 to go in the penalty. Taylor takes this one. Over to the near point. They send it up high to the point. Now over to the far circle. Shot from there. Didn't get all the way through as Kiesel knocked it down. Kiesel gets pulled down from behind. No call. Now it goes into the corner. They chop it all the way down, and this will be a long clear, no icing on the penalty kill. 55 to go on the penalty. This one comes all the way back now. Here they come as they skate around Taylor. Kiesel on that side. They drop it to the point. Yenny. Kiesel can't get a stick on it in the corner. They center it. It's loose. Taylor has a chance to clear. Can't. They get around Kiesel. Kiesel picked this one up. Kiesel's going to clear it all the way down as she got pulled down again. She is tired. And 27 seconds to go on the penalty. Kiesel's going to stay. Pilarski, Dahl come out to join Yenny and Kiesel. Kiesel's on that far side. She can't get off. Pilarski picks it up. If she could ice this, that would give Kiesel a chance to get off. She's circling this way now. Pilarski brings it in. Pilarski shorthanded, comes around the backside. Over to the far side, still skating, throws it through the goal mouth. Kiesel got off. Let the side jump out here with Dahl as they bring it over to the far wall. And Desai's going to step up, and they get by her. Pilarski poked at it. Desai stands up, a player at the line. Shot, knocked down by Dahl. Dahl gets over there and chips it out, and that's it. Penalty over. Around up the wall. Here come the Barneys up the near wall. Pilarski gets a stick in there. Sends it in, and Kinger overskated. And now here come the Barneys up the far wall. 109. Makasenka takes it away. Here comes Kinger. Kinger up the far wall. Kinger in on the goaltender. Puts it to the end wall. Klein overskated. Klein, King, Makasenka. Desai and Dahl as Marshall was in the box, and now the pairs are all messed up. Kinger comes out of there with it in the circle. Kinger shoots. Missed everything into the near corner. Dahl's going to throw it off the skate. Now Klein banks it in front. King, it's loose in front. King can't put it in an empty net. And the goaltender covers with 36.8 in the arena. We'll get another stoppage. Here come the rig, the bar fight to join Klein. Zivy and Kiesel. 36.8 to go here in the arena. These little Akupa hand warmers are awesome. They draw it low, and they're going to take it in behind the net, bank it all the way around to the far wall with 30 to go. Up the far wall come the Barneys as Kiesel cuts that off and flips it back out. They have to wait for the zone to clear. It does. They send it in. Klein stops. Sends it back to Kiesel. Kiesel up the wall. Bar fight whacking at it. Purple People Eaters in the far point. Shot. Knocked down by Kiesel. As Klein sends it to the wall. Now Kiesel lazily flips it out. That'll be slow enough that it won't be icing, but that will kill the period. We played 2. It's 2-0 Steel City. We'll be back for 3 on Wicked Slap Shot Productions. All right, period number 3 is underway. I'm going to loosen the tripod here. Pilarski up the near wall. Gets around into the corner. Pilarski fell down. Around behind the net, the Barneys have it. Up the far wall. Lost my hand warmer. I regained it. Yenny is in my pouch of my Wicked hoodie. They're beating and banging back there. Yenny and Pilarski, Taylor out here with her. Marshall and Desai as here come the Barneys 3-on-2. Marshall going to push this player to the wall. Does. Knocks her down. Now this coach is going insane. She's falling over. He's not allowed to yell, so now she's going to yell. She's yelling the F word and everything else. So this one's going to come all the way down, and that will be an icing. Let's keep an eye on this. This woman coach standing here in the hat, you can see her in the bottom of the screen. She's yelling F-bombs and everything else at the ref. She wasn't happy with Marshall. So these coaches are a real treat. Real treat. 14-12. Clawhardy out to the point. Detling lost her stick or something. This comes all the way across the goal mouth. Detling, Niner, Clawhardy out here with Dull and Schuler. On the far wall, the Barneys have it. Clawhardy pokes up the wall. Oh, they are wronged on everything. She's yelling and screaming down here now, so she's the new dedicated screamer. Clawhardy's still skating. Clawhardy comes out to Schuler, comes out of the zone. Schuler backpedaling. Schuler sends it all the way across, cut it off, and that's going to lead to a rush. They get around Dahl. Jamelkowski knocks that down. Jamelkowski with a save on the rebound. Here comes Niner. Niner coming up the far wall. She banks it out back to neutral. They send it up too far, and Schuler fumbles with it. Schuler gets knocked off the puck. Detling. She's still screaming and yelling down here to my right. Every time we so much as touch them, that's another hit. It's the greatest injustice in the world as the Purple People Eaters send it ahead. Here comes the bar fight. Bar fight up ahead as the rig jumps on. Bar fight coming in on it. Bar fight shoots, misses everything. Tips up high off the goaltender into the netting. And we're going to get a stoppage here. 13:02. So we're going to go to the far circle. Klein, bar fight, rig, Kiesel, and Zivy. This is the one right here on the left end of their bench. She's the new designated yeller. As this one comes out to the point. Barfight and Zivkovic hold it. Rig can't take it out of there. Barfight gets knocked on her butt. Zivkovic holds it, sends it all the way into the far corner. And the Barneys are going to pick it up there. Barfight comes across. They send it through neutral. Klein knocks it off a stick. She whacks it, and here comes the rig. The rig coming up the near wall. Rig's going to shoot. Just missed the post to the far side. Zivkovic sends it deeper. Rig's going to get back there and pick it up. Rig puts it in front. Barfight can't get a stick on it. Out to the point past Zivkovic. And here comes the puck. Back out to neutral. Kiesel looking up. Hits Klein. Klein's going to take it. Rig drop behind her. Klein. Rig skates up. Rig knocks it deeper. Rig with a nice move. Throws it across the goal mouth. Klein couldn't get a stick on it. And now here comes the puck back the other way as Kiesel steps over, picks it up. Kiesel looks up, hits Klein. Klein throws it as they head for a change in behind the Barney goalie with 11:52. Up the far wall, Pilarski. King takes it away. Makasenka skates over, can't get a stick on it. And here come the Barneys up the far wall. This one comes across, and now Desai is going to poke it out. Makasenka skates up. Barneys knock it in. They're delayed offsides, and they're good. Here comes Desai. Desai up to Kinger. Kinger tried to leave it for Pilarski. Couldn't. Now they're banging in the corner. Kinger taking a hit into the wall. Desai has it low. Desai around the backside. Marshall's there. Marshall picks it up. Marshall up the wall. Cannot knock it out as Makasenka gets knocked down. Here comes Pilarski up the far wall. Pilarski put it in the corner for Kinger. Kinger throws it behind the net all the way around to the far side. Makasenka was late getting there because she had been knocked down. Now here come the Barneys back the other way. That Barney gets knocked down. This coach was having a seizure until he realized there was a penalty that was actually going to be called. And 10:52, we're going to go back on the penalty kill as Desai's going to sit down for a hit. So Desai's going to sit. 10:52. We'll go back on the kill. Niner and Barfight out here with Kiesel and Zivkovic. Over to Zivkovic on the wall. No Kiesel. Kiesel up the wall. People Eaters hold it. They send it in. Kiesel's going to pick this up. Kiesel has a chance here. She can get it by this player, which she can't. And now they come the other way. That's Mrazek battling on the wall. Mrazek and that player both fall down. Zivkovic takes it away. No, the Barneys have it. Out to the near circle. Cross to the high slot. Shot from there. Doesn't get all the way through. Barfight's going to hurry, and she's going to get it out. No, she's not. This player falls down. Now they hold it on the wall. Barfight couldn't get there. They're beating and banging over there. You can hear them on the wall as Niner's going to pick it up and kick it out. No, they still can't get it out. 43 seconds to go in the penalty. Kiesel at this point just ice it. She whips it off the glass and not out. Niner with a check over there and still can't knock it out. Over to the far wall around Zivkovic. Barfight battling in front of the net. Over to the near circle. Throw it up to the high slot. Shot knocked down by Mrazek. Kiesel can't get it out. And now they will send it out on their own with 19 seconds to go. Barfight, they're exhausted. They've been out here this whole kill. Kiesel pushes that player to the wall. It's a lot more Olay swacks than it is chasing. Around the backside, they tried the wraparound on Jamelkowski. She covers it up with 7 seconds to go in the penalty. I'm a second ahead of the arena. Marshall, Dahl, King, and Pilarski come out here to kill off the rest of this penalty. Desai's going to join Marshall in the backyard. 7 seconds. Pilarski draws it over to Dahl, who can't handle it. Now Pilarski picks it up. Pilarski flips it out. And now Marshall comes out and Makasenka joins. Or, I'm sorry, Desai comes out and Makasenka joins. Shot saved by the goaltender. So we got Marshall, Dahl, Pilarski, Makasenka, and Kanger. As Marshall comes off, Schuler comes out. So Schuler and Dahl in the backyard now with Pilarski, King, Makasenka up front. 9:15 to go. 2-0 Selects. They drop it out. Schuler steps up, can't hold it. Now they come around behind her. Makasenka can't separate that play from the puck all the way deep. Dahl backhands it up the wall to King. King stops, turns. Here she comes. King up the far wall. King still skating with it. King banks it deep. 8:51 to go. Purple People Eaters send it around behind stripes. Makasenka holds it. Pilarski out front, bangs it. Goaltender with a tremendous save. Pilarski was tapping. Makasenka hit her. Pilarski had the chance and just couldn't bank it home. They hold it on the line. They knock it back out. Here comes back to neutral. Here they come down the far wall. They chip it in, and Jamelkowski has no choice but to cover that up. 8:25 in the arena. Rigg and Barfight come out here with Klein. Desai and Marshall in the backyard. There's a sneeze coming, so if I mute out, you'll know why. Over to the far wall. Klein. They drop back to the point. Rigg steps out, can't block the shot. Around the backside, Klein. Klein chips it around the wall. They hold it there. Now it comes out. Here comes the Barfight up the wall. She whacks it ahead. Stevens going to take the long way. No, she's going to catch up here. No, they get behind the net now. Up the wall. This one, they can't chip it by Desai. Rigg tries to hold it momentarily. Klein can't hold it. Barfight whacks, and now Marshall. Marshall up the far wall. Marshall pokes it in, and they can't hold it. And here come the Barneys back the other way, up the far wall. They chip it by Barfight as that girl fell down. She was behind the Barfight, so there's no way that was Barfight that hit her. Up to the near point. They can't knock it out. Now Klein will pick it up. Klein will push through the hit, and here comes Klein. Klein skates in. Klein goes into the net. She gets pulled down. And we're going to get a penalty here for a trip on the Purple People Eaters. So it's 7:18 to go. It's actually 7:20, so I'll put the penalty time at 1:28. So I'm in sync with the rink clock here. The rink's at 7:20. I'm at 7:18. So by the time it all sorts itself out, I'll be even. They send out Makasenka, the Rigg, and the Barfight with Dahl and Zivy. We need a girl to head in the box here. The coach said she doesn't know why she's in the box. She's in the box for tripping. As this one, Barfight dies on the dot. Now it comes out. Zivkovic tries to hold, can't. Makasenka pushes. They send it up the near wall. It's loose, and here come the Purple People Eaters back through neutral. Oh, ladies, settle down. They're battling in the corner. Barfight's going to pick it up. Barfight up the far wall. She's down here yelling, that's a hook, that's a slash. Every little thing is a penalty in her mind as the Barfight heads off. Zivkovic knocks it down off her back. Makasenka tries to hold, can't. Kinger out here now with Stevens and Makasenka. Short-handed shot up over the net into the far corner as Dahl pushes. Now the rig pushes. And Dahl going to skate. Dahl sloppily throws it over here, but there's nobody there. I don't know what we're doing. Taylor comes out now. This goes over to the far corner. It's the most disorganized power play we've had in a long time. Dahl. Yenny, Taylor, King out here now. Dahl skates it in deep. Throws it in through the goal mouth. Marshall cheats up. They skate it by her. Clawhardy comes up. Clawhardy and Marshall collide in front of me. Now Yenny. The Purples have it with 10 seconds to go. This one comes back to Desai. Desai chips it up off the wall to Clawhardy. Clawhardy skates in with it. Clawhardy shot, weak shot, didn't get anything on it. Penalty's over. And now we're back at even strength. Marshall flips it across to Desai. 5:42 to go. Desai back to Marshall. Marshall back to Desai. She fumbles it off the wall. Now she tries to send it into Taylor. It ends up over here with Yenny. Yenny's going to whack it deep in behind. And the Barneys are going to pick it up behind stripes. Taylor tries to hold it, can't. Clawhardy tries to hold it, can't. Yenny down to Clawhardy. Clawhardy loses it. It's in Stripes' feet now. The Purple People Eaters pick it up, and here they come. Up through neutral. Marshall, they get a shot off, miss everything to the near side. Desai's going to pick that up, send it around behind. Now back around to Desai. Desai picks it up there. Desai ahead to Yenny. Yenny loses it, regains it clean. 4:52 to go. The Barneys have it up the wall. Desai stepped up, tried to hold, couldn't. And here come the Barneys back the other way. Desai flips it deep. And the Barneys pick it up there, up the wall. Clawhardy ran into Taylor, not paying any attention as she came off the ice. Took the puck away. Clawhardy gets tripped, no call. And now they come across. Yenny knocks it deep. 4:20 to go. Up the wall. Kiesel knocks it deep. Pilarski skates over. They take it away from her up to the point. Zivy throws it in on the goaltender for the save with 4:07 to go. Here comes Detling. Detling will replace Yenny. So we got Detling, Pilarski, and Niner out here. With Kiesel and Zivy. That sneeze never came. Zivy throws it into the corner. And they're going to chip it out. Kiesel up, too far for Detling. The Purple People Eaters send it off Stripes all the way across. Zivy stands him up at the line. That would have been offsides. Detling. They push her off the puck. Detling sends it back the other way. They send this across. And Zivkovic's going to pick it up. Zivkovic sends it back to neutral with 3:30 to go. This one comes across. Zivkovic chops at it. Kiesel's going to chase this down in the backyard. Bring it in front of Jamelkowski. Now she's going to come up the far wall. Kiesel skating. Kiesel still skating. Never got the shot off as the puck went into the corner. And they're going to come back the other way as Detling sends it deep. Pilarski blocked that one. Now they're coming back through neutral as Makasenka comes out. They skate around her. Up through neutral. They get a shot off. Jamelkowski blockers that to the corner. Off the side of the net, it's loose in the goal mouth, and Dahl is going to clear it back to neutral with 2:52 to go. Pick it up low here, and Klein's going to knock it in. Makasenka cleans the zone up and now comes back out where Schuler sends it. Schuler gets hit. Makasenka knocks it in. It goes deep. In behind the net. Makasenka pursuing. Klein takes it away. King over to Klein. Klein over to the corner. Klein back to King. Around behind. They knock it down, and here it comes around this way. 2:20 to go. Dahl steps up, holds the puck. And this one's going to come out past Schuler. And now the Purples are going to pick it up and come up the near wall. Klein whacking at it. Schuler stops it. Here comes Schuler. Schuler puts it on Kingsblade. King gets to the far wall. King rips a shot off the side of the net. In behind now. This one goes around. Makasenko. Makasenko tries to put it behind us. She gets pushed off the puck and pulled down. It's in her knees. She whacks it to the wall. King gets leveled. No call. How come the coach doesn't yell when their girls do it? It's funny how that works. This one goes all the way down to the far end, and that will be an icing with 1:39 to go. They only yell when their girls get hit. They don't yell when our girls get hit. It's funny how that works. This one goes over to the far corner as Marshall, Desai, Claherty, Yenny, Taylor come out with 1:39 to go. I'm going to pull the goalie here, I suspect, at some point, if they can ever get it out. As Marshall, Desai, Yenny, Taylor, and Claherty. And they're going to pick it up, send it around behind to the near corner. And as soon as they come out, I bet that goalie's coming. They're coming up the wall. Claherty shuffles her off, and here comes the goalie. Net's empty. Yenny's battling here in front of me. They send it ahead. No. Taylor steps in. Now the puck comes across. Net is empty with 1:17 to go. Marshall looking up. At least got it out. Now they have it at the red line. And Claherty's trying to make a play here. Taylor can't make a play. Yenny can't make a play. But they're fumbling around. It's 1:01. They skate in. Shot. Jan Milkowski gloves it. Leaves it. Comes over to the near circle. Another shot doesn't get through. Low. They send it in through the goal mouth. Taylor beating and banging. Taylor's going to just pick it up and skate it out. And here come the Purples with 44. Taylor steps in front of her. Sends it up to Yenny. Yenny's going to flip it into the far corner. 36 seconds to go. Yenny stops that one, and now Marshall. Marshall flips it. Empty net goal. No, they wave it off on the offsides. No. They wave it off. They waved that off on an offsides. So the faceoff's going to come to center ice. No goal. Wait. Oh, wait. He's having a fit again. Oh, please, if they call this a goal, he's going to get thrown out. I'm going to bring you the movie. These two stripes are talking. If he calls this a goal, this guy's going to get thrown out. All right, so no goal. They take the goal off the board, which is the call all along. Now we're going to come here with 27.6 to go. It would have been fun to watch. He would have had an aneurysm had they allowed that goal to stand, which would have been fun to watch. 27 seconds to go. Over to the far wall, Yenny. Yenny chips it ahead and goes into the near corner past the empty net. Taylor. They're going to skate through neutral here with 16 to go. Going to get a shot off. Doesn't get through. Going to get a second shot off. Missed the net. Claherty around the backside. This point tied up on the wall with 6-5. And we're getting a penalty here. We're going to get a penalty here on the Peoples. She's mouthing off to the ref. Two and 10 for a check from behind. So now we're coming down here after a major penalty on a check from behind. And now all of a sudden this coach is telling her to quiet down after she watched him yell the entire game. So 4 seconds to go here. And this magical mystery movie will be over. Into the corner. And that's game. So it's over. They'll go down and congratulate Jamilkowski. I'll bring the handshake, get over the YouTube delay. We'll keep an eye on this coach. If he goes after stripes here, if any of these coaches go after stripes, it'll be interesting to watch. I'll bring the handshake, get over the YouTube delay. Normally I take the headset off at this point, but we'll keep it just in case anything happens. Here comes that handshake. He was maniacal on this bench. He is wound up still in the handshake line. So we'll just keep an eye on it. You never know. Never know what could happen. So we win 2-0 going away. That means there'll be a semifinal in the morning. Not sure the time yet. Keep an eye on Sports Engine for that as the teams cross. You just never know. So we'll bring you all the action here. As now they're going to go. Now he's going to go talk to Stripes. So we are going to stay here. Just in case. He is not happy. He's talking to Stripes. And they separate. So we'll just stay here until he clears the ice, just in case. Now he's mouthing off to one of our girls. Now he's talking to this Stripe. And we're going to stay here until he's clear. He's still mouthing. Just in case. And now he's finally clear. So now we'll get over the YouTube delay. And as always, thanks for watching Wicked Slapshot Productions. Have a good rest of your Saturday night. And we'll be back in the morning for semifinal action.